This is the lake that I built last summer. And as you can see from this water line behind me, it's leaking. Now this, of course, is a massive issue. But as you know, in order to achieve your dreams, sometimes you have to overcome some tough challenges.
However, this really is an absolute nightmare, especially as we have no natural water source.
But let's just recap how we actually filled up the lake with water in the first place. Last summer, we excavated this field to create a lake. And the field the lake was built on is made from this stuff, clay.
And clay is one of the best materials for retaining water. Using the back of a digger bucket, we smooth the clay, making it almost like a pot. This means you don't need any ridiculously expensive solutions like a pond liner, which for something like this project would have cost close to £50,000. Once completed, we had to use a combination of hoses and lorries to fill it up.
But soon after, I began to notice a problem. We have a leak. So my old builder came in and dug a series of trenches to find where they could be.
And hey presto, we hit water.
Now that same builder told me that he'd plugged the holes and that I'd never have a problem again.
The build then continued. Winter was soon upon us, and with all the rain, nobody even noticed the leak was still there.
However, this year, as the seasons have moved into spring, we started to notice just how bad the problem really is.
We've been losing around a whole lorry load of water, that's 20,000 litres, every single day.
The more I researched about leaky carp lakes, the more scared I became.
When it stops, it goes down through the same hose. Well, we found
See, this is bad. This guy's lake is actually leaking from the bottom, and there's literally a vortex on top of the water where it's kind of being sucked down into the hole. Like, to fix that, you'd have to literally drain the whole lake. Imagine if I had to drain down the entire lake.
But we couldn't see any vortexes.
It had to be one of three things.
The overflow pipe.
The overflow pipe is a pipe in the corner of the lake. Now this pipe is what we use to get the water out of the lake, but there could be a gap underneath that pipe allowing water to escape.
We removed part of the pipe and dug a hole around it and behind it to find out it wasn't that. Water seeping through the topsoil layer.
Water on that bank over there could be seeping through a layer of topsoil. Now this topsoil layer is actually below the level of the water because we raised that bank up, meaning water could be seeping through the original topsoil layer of the garden on the other side, hitting the French drain system and running away.
We dug a hole close to the edge of the lake, finding that layer of topsoil, and it was completely bone dry. It wasn't that.
That can only mean one thing.
Land drains.
Old clay land drains were a drainage method that farmers used to get water off their fields and down towards ditches. Land drains are normally found at over 10-metre intervals. However, the ones that we have found are at 8-metre intervals. We have currently located 4 land drains. It's likely that there are more down here. One of them could be right underneath my feet in this brand new peg. This would mean we would have to rip out this entire peg that we've only just completed.
And if we can't fix the leak, I have a huge problem.
I would need a borehole.
A borehole costs around £30,000. It is a 100-metre plus pipe that goes deep down into the ground, trying to find pockets where there's water.
This way I could keep the lake constantly topped up and wouldn't have to rely on things like a mains water pipe or lorries.
But boreholes are notoriously expensive to run. Sometimes
they don't even find water,
leaving you with a huge bill and no water.
So we're going to have to push ahead with trying to somehow find and fix all of these land drains.
We dug some more trenches down to where we knew the land drains were. We soon found our problem.
There it is. Yeah, there it is.
Oh my god. I don't even know what to say. This right here is the first clay land drain that we found. We knew that there were a few coming across the field. They should have been ripped out when the lake was built, but they weren't. As you can see, as we've got down to the level that the land drain is on, the water is bubbling out of the pipe just where he's nicked it with the digger. Is that right?
Yeah.
He's nicked it with the edge of the digger.
Kevin then carried on and managed to dig some more test trenches to find these land drains, but the trench filled with water, so we went to go and retrieve a pump. That way we could start pumping out these trenches that we dug to see how quickly the water was coming in.
Yeah, that's pretty full.
My goodness.
Oh my
See
god.
it flushing about.
He actually only just...
Hold on.
Just make sure that pipe stays straight because it does move.
There you go, Kev, you sort it, mate. I don't want to break your pipe. Kev! Wait. I can sort power, easier.
Whilst attempting to help, I managed to fall over and into an entire clump of stinging nettles.
Ow! Just need dot leaves. Are any of these dots? That is excruciating. My legs are burning. That is awful. Like, I can't even describe how bad that is. Look at my knee. Oh, it's actually proper nice. Who the hell discovered that spitting on a leaf to stop the sting from another leaf is a thing? Day to that. This is what happens when I try and do manual labour, isn't it? I'm better off in there behind the computer or in a van podcasting, because this was 30 seconds worth of me trying to move a cable and this happened. So what we're going to try and do is see if this hole will actually pump dry or whether the water is going into it faster than what we can pump it back into the lake. Because if that's the case, this lake is losing a lot. Ready, steady. Nothing happened.
Whoa! Off she blows. Don't kink the pipe, don't kink the pipe.
Oh, it was washing the bank away. Can I chuck it in the lake?
We waited for the trench that we'd dug to empty, and then Kevin explained to us what was actually going on.
Through, but it's percolating out, so it's not coming out at full bore like what this shows it is.
Yeah. So it's just getting through and
That could have been mating, but I don't think this. I think that's just over years there. But so with the water will be coming, this will all be full, but instead of it coming out full bore at that end, it's just all dispersing out, which is why it's not doesn't look like it's coming out as fast as this. But if we're finding this in every hole at the speed of that pipe, you'd have no water in there. So the height in this pipe should be empty.
So it is just seeping through them.
It's just seeping out.
We have found our problem, man.
I think so. Well, I definitely 100%. Now we've got 3 holes exposed. Certainly this one and the end one. I think we should drop some blue dye into them. I think we should take that pump, go and put that into that ditch so that we draw it quite dry quicker.
Okay. Yep.
And then if that blue dye comes into that ditch, 100% we know that it's from one of these 2 holes we've just put water.
What I'm going to be doing now is dropping some blue dye in this hole and that hole back there. And the purpose of that is if it's percolating through these land drains into our French drain system, when we pump out the water that's collected in the French drain, it should start to come through a lot bluer than what the lake water currently is. So just this small bit of ridiculously concentrated dye, if I put that in there, we should see if that starts to now come through and get into the French drain system. If it does, the water that's in the French drain system is definitely the water that is coming through these land drains. We may have actually found the root cause of our leak.
I'm 99% sure that it is going to go blue.
At both ends of the French drain system, the pipes are exposed. This way we can see what water is actually coming out.
Now we need to check the other end, the end by my vans, to see if that goes blue.
Yeah, Kevin just splashed me.
Sorry mate, do you want a dock reef?
Yeah, please.
Oh mate, I'd have another one to be honest.
That's a stinger now.
It shouldn't be this wet, the garden, because that's all percolating out of the French drain system.
So as much as that's just gurgling away, that's a fucking lot of water that is.
Please no swearing on Fowler Fisheries.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's a blinking lot of water that is.
Thank you.
So while we wait for the pump to finish, let me tell you about capital carp competitions. Gear in tackle shops is getting more expensive by the month. But here is your chance to get your dream tackle for a fraction of the cost. Capital Carp competitions have given away over 40,000 prizes, which equates to over £6 million worth of carp tackles since they started. They have everything from reels, rods, bait boats, bait, tackle and more, but as well as that, they even have vehicles. In this week's draw, they're giving away 2 different carp vans.
The London.
Look at them noisy geezers! I've created a habitat, a shed, man has created life! And if you have zero patience like me, there is even hundreds of instant win comps on the site too. Some tickets are from as little as 39 pence. So what are you waiting for? I've left the link in the description of this video. Head over to Capital Carp Competitions or use their app and get yourself into some competitions. Cheers, Capital. Let's go and see if that dye's come through yet. Yeah, that's blue. Look, it is blue. We put the dye in, 10 minutes later, the exit to the French drain system is now blue. This means that categorically 100% the lake's leaking issue was down to the fact the land drains weren't removed properly and ripped out, and they're now leaking into the French drain system. All the water's running away and the lake is going down. If we can now block up those land drains using concrete, we should be able to stop the leaks. The challenge is going to be finding them all. This is going to be one hell of a problem to solve. So if you've liked this episode and want to see more, please hit the like button. It's about time you tap that subscribe button, and we will see you in the next episode. Bye. Oh, my legs! Oh.